सरकार अस्तम हैदरी हुबदार अस्तम आशिके करार अस्तम वाकिफे असरार अस्तम मन नसीरे हुब्बे हैदर साहिबे इरफान आगा जान आगा तुझ पे कुर्बान आगा जान आगा तुझ पे कुर्बान आगा जान आगा आप रश्के नूर वहदत आप गमखार नबूवत आप सालारे इमामत आप है शाह विलायत आपकी मद हो सनाया सिर की है पहचान आगा जान आगा तुझ पे कुर्बान आगा जान आगा तुझ पे कुर्बान आगा.
If you want to get closer to Allah Azza wa Jal, if you want to have an understanding of the Risalat of Rasulullah, if you want to have an understanding of the Vilayat of Ali ibn Abi Talib, then the first thing that you need to do is improve your akhlaq. Because if our akhlaq is perfected, then we have a chance to understand the lives of Ali Muhammad. Because Amir al-Mu'mineen Ali ibn Abi Talib ﷺ says that the biggest weapon a believer has is knowledge. And knowledge is only proven if you have action with that knowledge. For example, every single person now knows of this virus that we have in this world known as Corona. Every single person is scared of the coronavirus. And we should be. But is there any single person in this world who is a believer of Ali Muhammad ﷺ who is scared of the hereafter? Because this coronavirus will only last till the grave. And when you die, this coronavirus will finish. But there is a virus which is greater than the coronavirus. That virus is the hatred and the books towards Ali Muhammad. And that is such a virus that will not only finish when you die, but is that virus that will give you nuqsan on the day of judgment. We need to save ourselves. There are doctors here. We need to save ourselves from the coronavirus. By doing what? By washing our hands. But what do we do to save ourselves, to save our hearts, to save our souls from that virus which corrupts our society, which is against the vilayat of Ali ibn Abi Talib? What is the thing that we can do to save ourselves from this virus which goes against the belief of Ali Muhammad? The Holy Prophet says that if you want to save yourself from the virus which is known as the books of the vilayat of Ali ibn Abi Talib, the perfect way is to improve your akhlaq and to implement on the teachings of Ali Muhammad. If you want to save yourself from this virus, what is it that we can do? The best thing that we can do is learn the akhlaq of Ali Muhammad. The key to that knowledge, the key to that wisdom is the vilayat of Ali ibn Abi Talib. And when we celebrate the vilayat of A'imma alayhi salatu wassalam, we are trying to understand the vilayat. We are trying to connect with that vilayat. No matter what the world says and how much the world tries to move people away from the door of Ali ibn Abi Talib, They can call Amir al-Mu'mineen, Raziyallah, if they want to call him. They can call him Karamullah Wajhul Kareem. But every single person knows, and let me clarify this, that every single sect believes that Imam Ali was the teacher of Hazrat Jibreel. He was the teacher of Hazrat Mikael. He was the teacher of Hazrat Israfil. Every single angel, the teacher is Amir al-Mu'mineen. How does this comprehend to your knowledge that the teacher is Raziyallah and the student is alayhi salam? If the student is alayhi salam, then the title of the teacher should be higher than the student. Every single person wants to obtain knowledge. Every single person wants to obtain wisdom. They need to come to the door of Ali ibn Abi Talib. Amir al-Mu'mineen alayhi salatu wasalam does not look at which culture you belong to. He does not look at what color you are. He does not look at the age difference. But if you have the love and the respect and the understanding of the wilayat, then the doors of knowledge are open for you. The doors of wisdom are open for you. People nowadays are doubting the iman of Abu Talib. You hear? The youngsters are confused when it comes to the iman of Abu Talib. Let me answer this in a simple way, that every single person has heard the story how Amir al-Mu'mineen came into this world. Every single person knows that Fatima bint Asad arrived inside Makkah, and when she entered the Haram, the door was there in the Kaaba, and still is. If the mother of Amir al-Mu'mineen wanted, she could have gone to the door, she could have asked them to open the door, and she could have entered the Kaaba. Why is it that Fatima bint Asad came from the backside of the Kaaba and said to the Kaaba, "O Kaaba, O Allah, I ask you for that personality who is inside me that make my problem go away." What happened? The door did not open, but the wall of the Kaaba split into two. Every single person finds his life very precious. And if in front of you, if we are all sitting here, you start seeing a crack in the wall, every single person, including the Maulanas, we will be first and you will be following us out. If this wall starts to crack, but look at the iman and yaqeen of the mother of Ali ibn Abi Talib. The wall of the Kaaba is cracking. The wall of the Kaaba is cracking. The wall of the Kaaba is opening. Instead of moving away, Fatima bint Asad is moving towards Kaaba. This is the iman and yaqeen of the mother of Ali ibn Abi Talib. Let's come to the iman of Abu Talib. People rushed towards the house of Abu Talib and said, "Oh Abu Talib, you are sitting at home. Your wife, she is stuck inside the Kaaba. The wall opened, she entered. We are trying to open the door with the key and the door is not opening." Look at the iman. People doubt the iman of Abu Talib. Abu Talib enters the Haram. He comes close towards the Kaaba. He looks at the Kaaba. This is riwayat. Hazrat Abu Talib stands in front of the door. He looks at the Kaaba and he looks towards the sky. And Hazrat Abu Talib smiles and he walks back home. People ask Abu Talib, "Oh Abu Talib, your wife is stuck inside. She is due to give birth to a child. Why are you returning home?" Hazrat Abu Talib looks at these people and says, "Oh people, you doubt the Tawheed of Allah Azza wa Jal. I have full faith and believe in Allah Azza wa Jal. My wife is not a guest of you. She is a guest of Allah Azza wa Jal." She is a guest of Allah Azza wa Jal. And I have iman and yaqeen that Allah who has invited her inside the Kaaba, He is the one that is going to protect her. He is the one that is going to look after her. And then, when Amir al-Mu'mineen came into this world, we find in narrations that for 4 days, Amir al-Mu'mineen did not eat anything. Amir al-Mu'mineen did not open his eyes. People still doubt the iman of the mother and father of Ali ibn Abi Talib. If you had a child, and for 4 days if your child did not open its eyes, for 4 days if your child did not eat, you will be rushing to every single doctor available and saying that your child is not eating, your child is not drinking, your child is not opening its eyes. But look at the faith and iman and yaqeen of Fatima bint Asad. She is holding Amir al-Mu'mineen and she is waiting for Khatamul Anbiya. This is the iman of the mother of Ali ibn Abi Talib. And when Rasul Akram sallallahu alayhi wa sallam comes, Fatima bint Asad hands over Amir al-Mu'mineen to the Holy Prophet of Islam.
Subhanallah, Subhanallah.
And when Amir al-Mu'mineen comes into the hands of the Prophet of Islam, or shall I say when Vilayat comes into the hands of Risalat, Amir al-Mu'mineen opens its eyes. And when Mawla opens his eyes, he looks into the eyes of the Prophet of Islam. And what is the first thing that the Prophet of Islam says? And I want to finish on this narration. When Amir al-Mu'mineen looks into the eyes of Rasulullah, Amir al-Mu'mineen says, "O Prophet of Islam, do you want me to recite from the Bible? Do you want me to recite from the Torah? Do you want me to recite from the Quran?" People are confused 1400 years later. How is Amir al-Mu'mineen saying, shall I recite from the Bible? Shall I recite from the Torah? Shall I recite from the Quran? Amir al-Mu'mineen is 4 days old and he is telling the world, look at the azmat of Risalat. When every single person is ready for an exam, when every single person, the students in this room, when you go for exam, would you give an exam to a person who is younger than you? If an 18-year-old enters an exam room and in front of him an 8-year-old child is sitting, and you are told that this 8-year-old will take your exam, you will walk out of that exam room and say, I am 18, I have more knowledge than this child. How is it that an 8-year-old can take my exam? Amir al-Mu'mineen was telling the people of Makkah that you are doubting the risalat of Rasulullah. I am Amir al-Mu'mineen, I am Asadullah, I am the wali of Allah, I am the friend of Allah, I am the eyes of Allah, I am the hands of Allah, I am the hands of Allah. Amir al-Mu'mineen is telling the world that look at me, I am Vilayat and he is Risalat. I am reminding the world that he is Rasulullah by reading the Quran. Amir al-Mu'mineen is reminding the world that the person who is listening to the Quran, he is Muhammad, he is the final messenger of Allah. He has all the ilm of Allah Azza wa Jal. May Allah Azza wa Jal give us all the tawfiq to implement on the teachings of Muhammad and Ali Muhammad. May Allah Azza wa Jal, for the sake of Amir al-Mu'mineen, give us the ability to understand the vilayat of Ali ibn Abi Talib. May Allah Azza wa Jal, for the sake of this blessed month of Rajab, may Allah bless this idara al-Mahdi. May Allah Azza wa Jal, for the sake of Muhammad and Ali Muhammad, give us all the ability to implement on the teachings of Muhammad and Ali Muhammad. May Allah hasten the reappearance of the Imam of our times for the acceptance of your du'as and for the reappearance of the Imam of our times. I want you all Amir al-Mu'mineen. And together with the loudest of your voices,